Let's pick a trading pair. We take a look at a gold on a 5-minute chart. The first one we're going to bring in is called breaks with retest. So let's get the indicator onto your chart. If you're using TradingView, just head up to the top of your screen where it says indicators and give that a click. A little window will pop up. And in the search bar, you're going to type in break and retest with volatility stop. You should see it pop up in the results. Click on it to add it to your chart. Okay, now once it's there, you'll probably notice it's already doing some interesting things. You might be seeing some zones marked out. Those are potential area of support and resistance, and you might even see some signals for breaks and retests. For example, you might see a zone drawn where the price has had trouble going above. That's resistance. Then a candle actually closes above that zone and the indicator gives you a break signal. And then if the price then dips back down to that zone, it could give you a retest signal. You might also see some moving average lines on there, but we're actually going to handle those with a different indicators. So we'll tweak that in a second. Now to really dial this for our strategy, we need to make a few adjustments to the settings. So let's back up to the indicator settings, find the little gear icon, that's the settings. Click on it. And first, go to the Inputs tab. We're going to change the look back length to 21. Think of this as how many past periods the indicator looks at to do its calculations. Then scroll down a bit and make sure only the break options are checked. We want to keep it focused on those signals for now. Now here's the really important point. Some indicators can repaint, meaning the signals might change after the fact. To address this, we're going to enable candle confirmation. This basically means the signal will only be confirmed once the indicator has fully closed. Also, make sure the overlay option is enabled. While you're in the Inputs tab, let's set the colors for our break and retest signals. I like to use green and red. Finally, let's head over to the Style tab. Since we'll be using separate indicator for moving averages, go ahead and uncheck the MA options in the Style settings. Now, before we even think about jumping into a trade, we need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What's the overall trend of the market right now? Trading with a trend can really increase our odds of success, and that's where our next indicator comes in. It's called the HLOTT indicator, which stands for High and Low Optimized Trend Tracker. To get it on your chart, just like before, head back up to the indicator section in TradingView and click on it. This time, in the search bar, type in HLOTT and hit enter. You should see High and Low Optimized Trend Tracker pop up in the results. Go ahead and click on that to add it to your chart. Now we've got it on there. We're going to make a few quick tweaks to the settings to really fine tune it for our strategy. So find the little gear icon again for the settings, click on it. And head over to the Inputs tab. The first thing we're going to change is the OTT length. Let's set that to 3. Then right below that, we're going to adjust the OTT optimization to 0.7. And finally, scroll down a little bit and you'll see highest and lowest length. We're going to change that to 14. That's all the adjustments we need to make for this indicator. Alright, so here's where things get exciting. How do we actually use this to try and make some profitable trades? First things first, we want to identify the overall trend. If you see the price hanging out above the HLOTT indicator, that's our signal that we're likely in an uptrend. Once we've got that, we start looking for a resistance level, a point where the price has a struggle to push through before. Now, the key is to wait for the breaks and retest indicator to give us bullish breakout signal, meaning a candle closes convincingly above the resistance level. That's our cue for a potential buy entry. For managing our risk, a smart place to put your stop loss could be just below the most recent swing low, or you could even use the HLOTT lines as a guide. And when it comes to taking profit, a common strategy is to aim for a target that's about 2 times the amount you're risking on that trade. Now, what about sell trades? The rules are pretty much the mirror image of what we just talked about. If the price is below the HLOTT indicator, that suggests we're in a downtrend. Then we look for a support level, an area when price has had trouble falling below. We wait for a breaks and retest indicator to give us a bearish breakout signal, meaning a candle closes below the support level. That's your signal for a potential sell entry. And just a quick but super important point to remember, we really want to pay attention to the overall trend. If the HLOTT indicator is showing an uptrend, we should generally ignore any break signals from the break and retest indicator that are suggesting a move downwards. The same goes for a downtrend. If the HLOTT shows the price likely heading down, we typically ignore any breaks and retest signals pointing upwards. This focus on trading with the trend is a big part of what can make the system constantly profitable.